guys. So it's a pretty darn nice day here in Georgia. I decided to take on hopefully the final attempt at getting this rear firewall stuff done. A lot of people keep asking me about it. I've decided to just give it a go with fiberglass because I really wanted to mold in and fit properly back there. So I've done one attempt at this and it went really badly, which is the whole reason you guys haven't heard a whole lot about that. But essentially what I'm doing here is I've just taped off the back where the motor is at and stuffed the dead areas with some just brown paper and things like that, and then gone ahead and added a layer of just plastic protection, which I've taped down to the bottom side, and that was just going to help keep any of the resin from soaking through and getting to the motor or the other parts of the car here. What I'm doing now is I'm laying down a first layer of just the glass material, and I'm going to be reinforcing it with this. I don't know how well that's going to pick up in the video, but effectively it's going to go tuck in like that, and that's going to be the main reinforcement for the fiberglass. I'm going to then roll it up over the edges and then probably do one more layer on top of that. So did kind of a prototype more or less with it, and it really turned out good. It just didn't fit worth a crap. I had a guy next door to me do it after my failed first attempt, and I just didn't really like the way it turned out. So hopefully this will be the final attempt. I will give you guys an update as soon as I get done with this section of it, which may continue tomorrow because we're starting to lose daylight a little bit. But thanks for following along. If you got any questions, just let me know. How's it going, guys? So one of the updates people have been waiting on is firewall covers and things like that. I think I finally got it all sorted out here. So taking a look back here, you can see everything's crammed in there pretty darn tight. And what I've ended up doing was just going ahead and adding a seal, just a hood trunk seal from AutoZone, all the way around. I had made a little custom plate down there. Not sure you can see it to help block off some of the additional space, but just a hood trunk seal going all the way around, and that has really helped to seal the final cover in there. I think you can see back here too where I had cut out the area for the the intake system to work, and I'll show you what I've done with the cover on that too. But that's really the cutting to the car is pretty minimal. You have to expand this area out by the firewall just so it all fits. But there's going to be plenty of room. I don't think I'll lose any space as far as the seating goes or anything like that. To make the installation easier, I did go ahead and basically put bolts in through the back, so I've got studs. So only 4 bolts hold the cover in, one on each corner effectively there. And for anybody who's worried about the bolts hitting the seats, they don't have to worry about that. So as long as you do a little bit of planning, check things out, it's a pretty tight fit. So come over here, show you what I've done to the cover. Oh, I also got the trunk area all sorted out. GM fuse box over there, everything else nice and hidden, not too bad. OBD port plug right there, so anytime you need to go get emissions, all you got to do is point them towards that plug instead of the one under the dash, and bang, no worries. Passes emissions, has catalytic converters, and 480 horsepower, so not too shabby. So here we've got the covers I made. As you can see, that is the rear firewall cover. I went ahead and covered the entire thing with this self-adhesive protective, good to 2,000 degrees sort of deal. But it's fiberglass. It's quite solid. I've got some pictures and things that I'll post in another video that I did while I was making it. But it's just fiberglass with a piece of wire mesh steel in there, and it fits very tight. It's snug to the firewall, which is really what I was going for, and it definitely made a huge difference as far as just noise coming into the car. Made it much quieter. Obviously this car is extremely loud, but like I said, there was a lot of valve train noise. A lot of that was coming from the engine cover, which I did modify some. Start from the bottom side. So you can see there was a couple areas here where it was hitting on the top of the motor, or rubbing against it, I should say. So what I did was just simply cut that area out and just gave it clearance for the oil cap here, and then this was just the top engine cover, and really all that was hitting there was the sort of padded plastic cover on top of the intake. So I could have gone back and taken that off and it wouldn't have been any problem here, but I really wanted to leave that all as stock as possible, so I decided to go ahead and clearance that a little bit. And then for the area around the back firewall, where I had previously had just a piece of rubber matting kind of bolted to the top of this, I've gone ahead and I fiberglassed over the entire top and cover. So I went ahead and went a little bit extra on it just so you can have a little bit of adhesion to the rest of it. But the holes are right here and one cut in right here, and just fiberglassed over them a couple times, did a couple layers of that resin, then did the little more heat protection on top of the fiberglass there, so that way there's no exposed fiberglass to the engine compartment. And then I used up some of the factory seal, which I just redirected and glued back to the new portion, and then used up the rest of the seal that I had left over from the Firewall there and put it on there. So it fits nice and tight, doesn't rattle near as much anymore. I think I'm still going to get a little bit of rubbing on it because that intake, it's just a tight fit. I did a little bit more clearancing there, but it'll probably rub on that a little bit, but it'll be fine. Nothing to worry about. So that is my Firewall and top engine bay cover setup in a nutshell. I know I've had some people ask me about making them for them and stuff, really without having the car here. It's I would try to put this in. It is a tight fit, so I don't know if I'll be able to get it in while videotaping with one hand. Yeah, I need more than that, but you can see it's a pretty good fit back there. I'll post another video with everything in place so you guys can see, but appreciate y'all following along, and if you have any questions or anything, feel free to give me a shout. Thanks.